When I talk about NEETs, those are the people that are not in employment, education, or training. It seems to get under the skin of a subset of people that join the conversations or jump in the comments without really knowing anything about me, but they make things personal as if I'm the one putting out this data simply because I'm talking about this and how it impacts women. Anyways, the Wall Street Journal just put out an article, and there's been several articles, and this one was entitled America's Young Men Are Falling Even Further Behind, where I'm basically talking about these men who are prime age, working age, who are just not working and not looking for work. So I've been talking about these articles, and I've been talking about all of the comments when the angry men come over to my page and make this like this is a me problem. They talk about the fact that I'm bitter. I just basically do their comments, and it makes more comments, and then I end up just making more content out of it, right? Because that's how I am. I find a trigger point and I just keep touching the trigger point because why not? So this man comes over and he makes this long comment. And I already told you what the post is about. Is about young men dropping out of the workforce and women's participation rate in the labor force is increasing. So I'm talking about it, and I'm talking about the commentary on the other post, which is a lot of conjecture towards me. Anyways, this man, King R. Hun, he says, okay, so you've chosen a side. Therefore, most content you're going to share is going to contain information that is biased towards your point. Cool. Now, what is your mission? Are you trying to bring women with you to resent men? Do you have a resolution for men or women to better themselves separately? I suppose. I'm college educated, military vet, independent, rent a house, self employed, and separated from my wife. I'll just say this. I remember for a brief period, maybe up to a year after separating, I was into real red pill content and ideologies. A lot of it makes sense to me. I'm a man after all, but it's generalized both sexes and shown them both negatively. You can continue to read all of these talking points. And like I said, most of it has absolutely nothing to do with the actual post. He just wants to compare me to red pill talking points. I mean, red pill content creators. Okay, you can read this if you want. So I told you this comment was long. So I'm skipping to the bottom. I'm not reading this, but at the end, he is talking to my audience. He's talking to y'all, and he wants y'all to, take some of these things in mind. He says of me, she's free to make content and project all day, but try not to become like this. To do so is to further the divide. It will depress you. Is her message positive for productive, healthy families and relationships? I mean, what does she want women to do with this information? Stay alone? What's her actual mission statement? I will say this, he was talking to me on YouTube. My mission statement is actually on my YouTube page. He could have actually went to read that. But I say this time and time again, what we are trying to do is make sure that women seize upon these opportunities. He's asking, is this going to help relationships? Is going to help healthy families? But is on a post where we're talking about men who have fallen out of the workforce. What woman is really going to pair up with men that have fallen out of the workforce? So I will make this clear. And it should be clear for anybody who watches my page. My space is for women. What I want women is to see the opportunities and seize them and, keep that in mind, but also know that this is going to make these people desperate. They might try to suck your resources. They might try to attach to you so they can drain your time, energy, and resources. So that is what I want. That's the reason why I'm doing these posts. So after I told him I wasn't reading all of that, he's like, that's fine. If it really isn't for you, it's for your watchers. If you had read it, you would have saved yourself from feeling compelled to respond. I hope you heal. Blessings to you. So, like I said, these people really think that I'm making this content out of hurt or bitterness. That's what they all do. They are so uncreative and really think that us having these discussion points about what is going on in the world comes from a place of hurt. And so I said to him, you really think my followers give a F about your whining? I could repost this or make a video and we'd laugh. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm like, this video is about men falling out of the workforce, how women should seize these opportunities and make sure we avoid these men. Now, this is where I start to get a little personal because they get personal with me. He's already let me know that he's separated, so I assume that he has kids. I'm like, if you had a daughter, would you want her to pair up with an unproductive man? I also let him know that we are not here to solve men's problems. Men are going to have to do that. But in the meantime, in between time, women need to seize those opportunities. And then we get to this part where you know that he knows nothing about me. He's like, I scrolled, I clicked, I watched. And then he starts with all of these questions. Why are you talking about them? You don't want them. You don't need them. Why are they your focus? Are you concerned about them? Like, I'm not going to answer all these questions because, my page is for women, right? But then he's like, it's sad to see a Black woman speak against men the way you do and be so resentful. So, me talking about men who have fallen out of the workforce, now he's brought race into it, whereas I haven't mentioned race at all. But he finally gets to the point where I asked about the daughter. He says, as for my feelings, I have a daughter and I hope she finds love when she's grown. I'd hate for her to run. Now he's bringing it back to me. I'd hate for her to run into detrimental content like this and become indoctrinated by it. For real, I mean, no offense to you. I'm speaking the universal truth. I don't care if you attack me or use me as an example. Okay, so like he's asking, he's saying he wants her to find love, but he doesn't answer the question. I respond by saying, I don't care what you think about me, but you said you have a daughter. And I ask again, would you be okay with her dating or marrying the type of man that's the topic of this video? I keep trying to bring it back to this video. And then I say, I know my dad and stepdad would not. And they model hard work and integrity in the mindset to provide. Do you embody those same beliefs? And then I said, I doubt that you're really upset with this video because if you stop being defensive, I bet you want the same thing for your daughter as I do for mine and what I want for the younger women who watch my videos. He responds with, I would not be okay with her dating a man who cannot meet or exceed her needs. I model those same attributes as your father for my daughter. Okay, cool. Yes, we're getting to it. Now, he's still trying to act like I'm pushing propaganda. I'm not pushing propaganda. These men are really falling out of the workforce, and I want women to avoid these people. And now he's bringing it back to the Black community again. Why is he doing this? I'm not talking about race. All right, so, and he's doing this fake team or something. He says, I expect this from the red pill men, but not from our women. Like he's put me in our women. No woman or man needs that right now anyway, especially among our Black communities. So he's still putting us on the same team simply because I'm Black. And then towards the here he says, and I can take the bashing, but it's unbefitting of a Black queen. Is he trying to flatter me or something? Like I said, I haven't talked about race or anything. And then down here, he knows about me. He says, I know resentment when I see it because that was me. He's like, there is a manipulation tactic. What is this manipulation tactic where he's trying to like compel me or like bring me in? And I don't know why. Why is he trying to do this? It's not going to change the data points of what's going on in the world. Anyways, I thought that that was interesting. You can let me know if you see what else is going on or if you see something else that's going on here. So there is a manipulation tactic called forced teaming, and I'm not exactly sure, but I kind of feel like this is what this is, where one person creates like a shared purpose to manipulate me into feeling a bond or something like that, an obligation. And this kind of involves forming an artificial alliance, making me feel like we're in a situation, we're together, like bringing us together for some reason. And they use this we situation, right? So this can manifest in different ways, like creating a crisis, like it's racism, or a situation where we're talking about something like the Black community and we need to fix things. But I didn't talk about that. So I don't even know what the point is in doing all of that. I don't know. You guys let me know if you saw any of that and all of that back and forth. And I'm simply going to continue to talk about these needs because it is a situation that impacts women. And women need to know and understand that these men are out there to avoid them and take advantage of these opportunities that they are leaving on the table. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.